Good afternoon, children. Let us start the lesson, second lesson, Ancient Civilization. Last class we have studied about the first lesson, Evaluation of Human. In that, we have studied about the Neolithic culture or New Stone Age people. That people, they started to living together and they formed the societies and they made chiefdoms. Now from there the civilization started. Now let us know about the ancient civilizations. Civilization, societies that adopted different ways of life. Complex means different types of life were more organized than the early hunter-gatherer and Neolithic farming societies. They formed the societies. Urban societies had social stratification and well-planned cities. Now people started well-planned cities. They practiced crafts, engaged in trade and exchange, adopted science and technology, and formed political organization. Hence, the term civilization is used to distinguish them from the early forms of societies. Early forms of societies are before Neolithic period, till Neolithic period. They lived different type. Now technology developed and they formed the societies and created the civilizations. Now let us know about the in many civilizations like Egyptian civilization, Mesopotamian civilization, Indus Valley civilization, Chinese civilization. Each civilization had its own unique feature, different types of features. Okay, children. Now let us know about its ancient civilization. Civilization is seen as an advanced, organized way of life. It instilled a way of life that could be considered as an adaptation to particular environmental and cultural context. So, what is civilization? Civilization is an advanced, organized way of life. That is civilization. Underline or mark what is civilization. Civilization is as an advanced, organized way of life. It instilled a way of life that could be considered as an adaptation to particular environmental and cultural context. When it became necessary for a large number of people to live in close situation, proximity, they brought planning. They brought in planning, organization, specialization. Likewise, they started to develop themselves. Settlements were planned and laid out a polity. What do you mean by polity? ஒரு அரசியலை கொண்டு வராங்க, ஒரு தலைவனை கொண்டு வராங்க, சொசைட்டியை ஃப்ரேம் பண்ணுறாங்க. ஸோ polity emerged. Society became organized and food production and craft production were regulated. That is civilization. As civilization began to take shape, huge buildings were built. The art of writing developed and science and technology contributed to the betterment of society. The Egyptian, the Mesopotamian, underline the four civilizations. The Egyptian, the Mesopotamian, the Chinese and the Indus were the important early civilizations. While these civilizations flourished in certain regions, people in other parts of the world lived as hunter-gatherers and pastoralists. What do you mean by pastoralists? ஆடு மாடுகள் மேய்க்கிற வேலை செய்கிறவங்க. Hunters, gatherers. The hunter-gatherers and pastoralists maintained their relationship with these civilizations through interactions. Those people, some parts of the people they developed, and others, some part of the people they lived as a hunters and gatherers. Also, they had a relationship with these civilized people. Okay, children, their history also equally important. During the time of this civilization, South India witnessed the emergence of Neolithic agro-pastoral communities and microlithic form of life by hunter-gatherers. South India, those people, those who were hunter-gatherers, they also started. Neolithic people also started the civilizations. Okay, children. Now let us know about the Egyptian. First, let us know Egyptian civilization. As one of the oldest civilizations, so underline, which is the oldest civilization? Egyptian civilization is considered as the oldest civilization among all the four civilizations. It is known for its monumental architecture. We know Egypt, monumental. What are the monumental for? We know, isn't it? Pyramids. Egyptian pyramids. So, monumental architecture, arts, science, and crafts at a very early age. In the starting period itself, those people were excellent in their art and architecture. Now, geography. Egypt lies in the northeastern corner of the African continent. Mark it. Where is Egypt? Egypt lies in the northeastern corner of the which continent? African continent. It is bounded by Red Sea. So, Egypt is bounded by Red Sea. Underline. All this will come as a one more question. Red Sea on the east side and Mediterranean Sea in the north. Egypt is irrigated by the river Nile. So, Egypt is situated near Nile River. Okay, children? Which originates in Lake Victoria in the south and flows. So, Egypt situated in near river Nile, and this river originated in Lake Victoria. Underline Lake Victoria in the south and flows into the Mediterranean Sea in the north. Nile River situated or Nile River originate in Lake Victoria in the south and flows in the Mediterranean Sea in the north. Deserts are seen on both sides of Nile River. The Egyptian civilization depended solely upon the flow of Nile rivers. Hence, the Egypt is called as gift of Nile by the Greek historian Herodotus. Herodotus is considered as the father of history because he wrote many many things. So he is considered about the father of history. Now he wrote and he called Egypt as the Nile, gift of Nile. He was a Greek historian. The Nile also served as a means of transport. The Nile Valley is very rich and fertile as the river deposits fresh alluvium soil every year. This alluvium nurtured agriculture and helped to produce surplus of good grains, leading to the development of Egyptian civilization. The dry regions on both sides of Nile, however, remained deserts. What desert? Sahara Desert. So, if there is no Nile River, Egypt also would have been another desert. Okay, children? Egypt became intimately connected with the Sangam age in Tamilagam by the sea route. Okay, children? So far we have studied about the Egyptian geography location. Egypt is situated in between the desert, and also a river is flowing, that is Nile River. So it is called as a gift of Nile. Now, the Hyksos. What do you mean by Hyksos? Hyksos were the rulers of the 15th century. The Hyksos are the rulers of 15th century. And Egypt, and they were probably from West Asia. These Hyksos were probably migrated from West Asia to Egypt. Next, Persians are the people from the region of Persia. What do you mean by Persia? Mesopotamian region. Mesopotamia, where is it? It is in between the surrounding of Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arabia. All these areas are called as Persia. Next, Greek. Greek refers to the language and people of modern day state of Greece in Europe. Greece is a place in Europe, and Greek is the language of Greece. Rome refers to the ancient Roman Empire, which had its capital city of Italy. Rome is the capital of Italy. Now, pharaohs. Have you heard about pharaohs? Pharaohs means the Egyptian kings. The Egyptian king was known as Pharaoh. Now let us know about their society, their administration. The Egyptian king was known as Pharaoh. The people treated Pharaoh as a divine form. They thought their rulers were coming from the God. So the rulers were treated as God, divine form. Under the Pharaoh, there was a hierarchy of officers, hierarchy of officers, including viziers. Underline. We are going to study who are the viziers. Down. The governors of provinces. So the ruler was king. Below him, officials will be there, including viziers, governors, and local mayors and tax collectors. The entire social system was supported by the work and the production of artisans, including stone cutters, masons, potters, carpenters, coppersmith, and goldsmith. Peasants and workers like us, as we have everybody, isn't it? Like us, they were also had all these people. Then, land belonging to the king and was assigned to the officials. So, the whole land was under the control of the king. Slavery was not common. So, in the Egyptian society, initially there was no slavery. யாரையுமே அவங்க அடிமையாக வச்சிருந்ததில்ல. But captives were used as slaves. Who were the captives? During the war, the defeated people were caught and they were used as slaves. And these slaves only did the construction works of pyramid, roads, whatever it is. So they were treated as slaves. Who were the viziers? Viziers were the high officials who administered territories under the direction of the kings, pharaohs, under the direction of pharaohs. So under the king or pharaoh, who were they? The viziers were, isn't it? They ruled the territories, administered the territories. The Egyptians believed in life after death. As we know, as we have seen so many pyramids, they believed life after death. செத்ததுக்கு அப்புறமும் அவங்களுக்கு வாழ்க்கை இருக்குது அப்படின்னு பிலீவ் பண்ணாங்க. ஸோ therefore they preserved the dead body. The art of preserving dead body is known as mummification. Underline. What do you mean by mummification or mummy? The preservation of dead body is called as mummy. Pyramids and tombs were built to preserve the body of pharaohs. Who were pharaohs? the Egyptian kings. So to preserve the Egyptian kings, they constructed pyramids, tombs. Okay, children? The famous Egyptian pharaoh, underline Tutankhamun's, who ruled from 1332 to 1322 BC. Tomb with a rich variety of offerings is located. With a rich variety of offering is located near Luxor. Luxor is a place in Egypt. Underline. It may be asked as a 1 mark. The mask of his mummy made of gold. Tutankhamun, who was a famous ruler, in his tomb, is near Luxor in Egypt. The mask of his mummy made of gold and decorated with precious stones is an important artifact of the Egyptian civilization. Okay, now let us know about agriculture and trade. The Egyptians cultivated wheat, barley, millet, vegetables. Underline what they cultivated. Mark it as an answer. Fruits, papyrus. Papyrus means it's a name of a tree, papyrus tree. From that they took paper and cotton. Papyrus was used for making rope mats, sandals, and later for producing paper from the papyrus tree. They domesticated cattle, sheep, goat, and pigs, and hunted wild animals. They had pets such as dogs, cats, and monkeys. The Egyptians had trade relations with, underline, Lebanon, Crete, Phoenicia, Palestine, Syria. Okay, all these places the Egyptians had their commerce. Then gold, silver, and ivory. What are the metals used by them? Gold, silver, and ivory were imported, and they acquired the lapis lazuli. It's a precious stone. Lapis, underline lapis lazuli, precious stone of bluish color. Precious stone of bluish color from Afghanistan. They have brought it from Afghanistan. What it is? Lapis lazuli. Lapis lazulis. Okay. Let us know of mummies of Egypt. The preserved dead body is called mummy. Mark it. The preserved dead body is called as mummy. The Egyptian had the tradition of preserving their dead bodies using natron salt. To preserve the mummies or dead bodies, they used what salt? Natron salt. Underline it. Natron salt is a combination of sodium carbonate. Natron salt is a combination of sodium bicarbonate. The preservation process is called mummification. After 40 days, when the salt absorbed all the moisture, பாடியில் இருக்கக்கூடிய மாய்ஸ்சர் எல்லாத்தையும், ஈரத்தன்மை எல்லாத்தையும் இந்த சால்ட் என்ன பண்ணிடும்? அப்சார்ப் பண்ணிடும். என்ன சால்ட்டு? நேட்ரான் சால்ட், காம்பினேஷன் ஆஃப் சோடியம் கார்பனேட் அண்ட் சோடியம் பைகார்பனேட். So afterwards, after 40 days, what they will do, they used to do, the body was filled with sawdust and wrapped with strips of linen cloth. லினன் துணியை வச்சு நல்ல டைட்டாக அதுக்கு மேலே, பாடிக்கு மேலே நிறைய விலை கூடின தைலமெல்லாம் தேய்ச்சி அது கெட்டு போகாமல் இருக்கிறதுக்கு தேய்ச்சிட்டு அதுக்கு மேலே என்ன கவர் பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா லினன் கிளாத்தை வச்சு நல்லா கவர் பண்ணிடுவாங்க. த பாடி வாஸ் ஸ்டோர்ஸ் இன் அ ஸ்டோன் கஃபின். ஸ்டோன் கஃபின் மீன்ஸ் ஸ்டோன் பாக்ஸ். That is called sarcophagus. What do you mean by sarcophagus? Stone box. Okay, so that is the way they preserved the dead bodies. Next, let us know about the art and architecture. The Egyptians excelled in art and architecture. They were very much interested in art and architecture and extraordinary. Their writing is also in the form of numerous sculptures, paintings, and carvings attest to the artistic skills of Egyptians. The pyramids are massive monuments. Mark it. The pyramids are massive monuments built as tomb for mourning the pharaohs. They constructed the pyramids for their rulers. The Great Pyramid near Cairo, mark this page, paragraph. The pyramids near Cairo are known as the Giza pyramids. The pyramids of Cairo is known as Giza pyramids. Now, the Great Sphinx of Giza is a massive limestone image. Mark பண்ணிக்கோங்க. Please mark that the Great Sphinx of Giza is a massive limestone image of a lion with the human head. So, what is Sphinx? It's given in the picture. It is a limestone image of lion with a human head. மனித தலையும் லயனோட பாடியும் தான் ஒரு ஸ்ட்ரக்சர். அதுக்கு பேர் தான் என்னது? ஸ்பிங்ஸ். ஸ்பிங்ஸ்னால் என்ன? மனுஷனுடைய ஹெட்டையும் அனிமலோட லயனோட பாடியையும் சேர்த்து ஒரு என்னது பிரமிட் கட்டியிருக்கிறாங்க. தட் இஸ் கால்டு ஸ்பிங்ஸ். It is dated to the time of Pharaoh Kafir. Underline. Pharaoh Kafir. It is one of the largest sculptures of the world and measures 73 meters in length. How many meters? 73 meters in length and 20 meters in height. Okay, the picture is given. Look at the book, all of you. The Great Pyramid of Giza and also Sphinx. It is given. Next, let us know about the religion. The Egyptians practice polytheism. What is the meaning of polytheism? Polytheism opposite monotheism. Mono means single. Poly means many. More, they worshipped more gods. Poly, many gods. Amon, underline. Amon, Re, Seth, Thoth, Horus, and Anubis are some of the gods of Egyptians. Underline or mark this religion. They worshipped many gods, but the sun god, other name of sun god is sun god, and Re was the predominant one. Later on, the sun god was called as Amon. First they called sun god as Re. Now they called sun god as Amon. Okay, children? Philosophy, science and literature. The Egyptians civilization excelled in science, literature, philosophy, astronomy, mathematics and the measurement system. Sundial, water clock. Have you seen the sundial? Many cinemas, they are showing that sundial. Sand போட்டு கண்ணாடி ஜாரில் சாண்டை போட்டு அதில் என்ன செய்வாங்க? They used to see the time. Water clock, like same way water clock and glass were developed by the Egyptians. They devised a solar calendar. First calendar prepare பண்ணது யாரு? These Egyptians. That consisted of 12 months of 30 days, each with 5 days added to the end of the year. So this calendar was introduced as early as 4200 BC. Literary works are also included. Literary works also included treatises on mathematics, astronomy, medicine, magic and religion. Egyptians were excellent in maths, astronomy. What do you mean by astronomy? study about the sky, the astronomy, medicine, magic, and religion. The Egyptians also distinguished themselves in painting, art, sculpture, pottery, music, and weaving. Okay, children, now let us know about the writing system. The writing system. The Egyptians are well known for their writing system. Their form of writing, Egyptians started to write. So, their form of writing is known as underline, hieroglyphic. What do you mean by hieroglyphic? That means the writing system of Egyptian. It was used in the inscription. எப்படி முதல்ல எப்படி எழுத ஆரம்பித்தாங்கன்னா, ரைட்டிங்ஸ் நம்ம எழுதுகிற மாதிரி கிடையாது. இன்ஸ்கிரிப்ஷன் சோகத்துங்களில் என்ன செய்கிறது, செதுக்கிறது, வடிவமைக்கிறது கொடுத்துருக்காங்க பாரு. ஹைரோக்ளிஃபிக்ஸ் என்ன மாடலில் இருந்ததுன்னு பாருங்கள். பிக்சர் ஷேப்பு. So, inscription on seals and other objects. The heretic and another form of writing was used for common purpose. Underline heretic. Another form of writing, heretic, was used for common purpose. This form of writing used a pictogram, picture shape, pictogram based system. It was developed around 3000 BC. It was developed around 3000 BC and many texts and books were written using this script. Now this inscription is on display in the British Museum, London. Okay, children, now let us go to the next paragraph. Characteristics and contributions of Egyptian civilization. The Egyptians developed a solar calendar. The pyramids, their designs show their mathematical and surveying skill. The Egyptian had a mathematical skill, surveying skill. Hieroglyphic writing system attests to their skills in handling symbols. Preservation of human body in the form of mummies, as we have studied so far, whatever it is. They applied innovation. What do you mean by innovation? Innovative. புதுசா கண்டுபிடிக்கிறது. In the use of science and technology. Okay, children. Now, do you know what is that? The word paper comes from papyrus, as I taught you during teaching. The Egyptians wrote on the leaves of a plant called papyrus, a kind of reed which grew on the banks of Nile River. Underline, children, this is important. Papyrus. Okay. Next, the second civilization is Mesopotamian civilization. Mesopotamia refers to the region of Iraq, Kuwait, West Asia, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arabia. All these places are called as Mesopotamia. Several kingdoms emerged around the city-states of this region. From the early 3rd millennium, the Sumerian, the Akkadian, underline please all of you, Sumerian, Akkadian, Babylonian, and Assyrian civilization flourished in the Mesopotamia region. What are the civilization? Sumerian civilization, Akkadian civilization, Babylonians, Assyrians are flourished in the Mesopotamia. Okay, like how we have studied about the Egyptian geography, we are also going to study where is Mesopotamia situated. In the Greek language, meso means in between. Meso means in between. Potamus means river. So, the region situated near or in between the Euphrates and Tigris river, underline the two rivers, Euphrates and Tigris, flow here and drain into the Persian Gulf. Since this area is between the two rivers, it is known as Mesopotamia. The northern part of Mesopotamia is known as Assyria and South Babylonia. North Mesopotamia is called Assyria. South Mesopotamia is called as Babylonia. Okay, children. Next, let us know about the Sumerians. The oldest civilization in Mesopotamia belonged to the Sumerians. The Sumerians were the contemporaries of the people of Indus and Egyptian civilization. So the Sumerians were the contemporaries of Indus Valley civilization and the Egyptian civilization. These civilizations had trade connections. The Sumerians settled in the lower Tigris Valley. Lower Tigris valleys around 5,000. Okay, children, to 4,000 BC. They were believed to have originated from Central Asia. They founded many cities in Nippur. And Nippur was one of the important cities. Underline. Nippur was one of the important cities of this Mesopotamian cities. Nippur. They developed the cuneiform writing. The Egyptians developed the hieroglyphics. The Mesopotamians developed cuneiform system of writing. Underline. During the early phase of the Sumerian civilization, kings acted as the chief priest. Important priest. Priestna bodhikira. Kadavula kuda avanga enna senjanga kumbutaanga like Egyptians. Their political domination came to an end by 2450 BC. Whose political? The Sumerians' political domination. Okay, children. Next, the Mesopotamians were ruled by the Akkadians. The Akkadians dominated the Sumerians from 2450 to 2250 BC. BC and all calculated which order? Ascending or descending order? Descending order. The Sargon, underline, the Sargon of Akkad, the ruler Sargon, Akkadian ruler, was famous ruler. Sargon and his descendants வழி வந்தவர்கள் சர்கானுக்கு அப்புறம் அவருக்கு பின்னாடி வந்தவங்க பேரம் பேத்திங்களா rules Mesopotamia for more than 100 years. In the cuneiform records of Akkadians, mention is made about the Indus civilization. The documents of Sargon of Akkad refer to the ships from Meluhha, Magan, and Dilmun. Underline, I will tell you, in the Quay of Akkad. Meluhha, what is Meluhha? Meluhha is a city of Babylon. அதில் இந்த ரிட்டன் செதுக்கி வச்சிருக்கிறதுல these people had commercial contact with India, West Asia, commercial and cultural center of West Asia. The city of Akkad later became the city of Babylonian, a commercial and cultural center of West Asia. Okay, children. Next, Babylonians. The Semitic people, underline, Babylons were the Semitic people called Amorites from the Arabian desert, moved into Mesopotamia. They were known as Babylonian. Who were Babylonian? Mark the paragraph. And they established extended their domination to the western part of Mesopotamia. The powerful states of Ur, please underline, the powerful states of Ur 2712 BC controlled this region. Hammurabi controlled this region. The hero Gilgamesh referred to in the first ever epic on the earth, may have been the king of Sumeria, Hammurabi, the sixth king of Babylon, belonging to the first Amorites dynasty. First Amorites dynasty attained fame. What do you mean by fame? Great power or pugal as a great lawmaker. Who is considered as the great lawmaker? Hammurabi is the first man who made a law, prepared law. So he is considered as the great lawmaker. Okay, children. Now let us know about the Assyrians. So we are studying about the Mesopotamian civilization. In that we have studied about the Sumerians, Akkadians, Babylonians so far. Now let us know about the Assyrians. The Assyrian Empire was politically active in Mesopotamia around 1000 BC. The Assyrian kings were in priests of Ashur. Underline. Assyrians were priests of Ashur, the chief deity. What do you mean by deity? God of Assyria. Ashur is the chief deity of Assyria. The Assyrian government was controlled by the emperor, and provincial governors were appointed by the emperor to administer provinces. Ashur was the capital. Underline. Ashur was the capital city of Assyria. Ashurbanipal was a popular ruler. Underline. The late or new Assyrian Empire. He maintained famous library. So during 668 to 627 itself, they maintained library of cuneiform records. So that only we got the evidence about the Mesopotamians. The Assyrians worshipped the deity of Lamassu for protection. They worshipped Lamassu for their protection. Okay, children, let us stop today. Within this next class, let us continue about the society, state and administration of the Mesopotamians. Okay, children, thank you. I will give you homework. You read that. Okay, read and write test. Okay, children, thank you.